we do have a very rare game, Capcom's BREAKSHOT. They only made 1,000 of these. Very few made by a new company who just got into the pinball making, and sadly they just got out. Capcom also happened to make the very best pinball machine ever made, which is Big Bang Bar. And a terrific game. Now, what was different about this one than all their other games, they had Pinball Magic, they had Airborne, is their circuit boards are laid out slightly different. And I'm going to show you something that's very important to know if you have a BREAKSHOT. First of all, that one fluorescent light to light everything. At first, everything is okay, but you see, the problem here is, in my opinion, is that they put the boards here. Now, it is easy to service. You move these levers over like that, and then this panel comes out like that. There we go. They move out, not in. See, the biggest issue, now everything's out in the open. The problem is I just felt that this was all subject to damage. But here is the problem, right here. The capacitors. They're big, they're heavy. That sounds like me. And because they're screwed into the board here, they're held onto the board by two connections, but they're soldered on both sides of the board. So there's an electrical connection on this side and on the other side. And in a truck, moving the game from location to location, these capacitors are bouncing around like that, and it's cracking the solder on this side that you can't see. And what would happen? Who burped during my video? Anyway, it caused problems with the main board. This is the actual logic board down here, believe it or not. That's the logic. There's the data century battery. They used a chip instead. And I had a brand new Capcom, and we rented it. We rented it about a year, and then the game blew up. And it turned out the capacitors had cracked just from moving from one location to another, and it blew up this board, it blew up this board, it blew up. It cost, I had to send the boards back to Capcom. It cost like $550 to fix it. So, here's the solution. You have to carefully resolder the boards. Make sure your connections are good on both sides. We actually took the cap off and we cleaned everything nice and bright. We reheated and resoldered all four caps, and then look right here. See this? That's right, that's hot glue. They are now hot glued together to give it support. So there's virtually no movement on these. We highly recommend you do it. We also put 3 brand new bridge rectifiers on it too, up here in the power supply. Now this is going into a private home. It'll probably stay in this man's house for pretty much for as long as he loves the game. And it should, a month? No, I'm sure he's going to keep this a long time. This is actually a really fun game. And Tony, who is filming right now.
Frank?
Where is Frank? Frank didn't come in yet. It's 9 in the morning. But Tony is now going to tell you what he did. Wait a minute. Let me take the camera. Oh, he's shaking his head. Tony, what? Tell these people what you did.
Yeah, Toby.
I cleaned it. Took everything apart, obviously, again, cleaned it up. The customer requested that only to use LEDs for the purple and for the yellow. But all the ones on the outside we had as green, but he requested that we just do regular incandescent light bulbs.
Okay, well, it looks fairly nice.
So we did that all the way around.
And the pop bumpers?
Pop bumpers are purple.
And they're all the high intensity
intensities,
ones.
Yep.
You can see the high intensity, Tony, by the if everybody looks, you can see that there are actually 3 LEDs inside, and of course they're the regular bulbs there. And I noticed there's not a single broken plastic on the whole play field,
Nope.
huh?
Everything looks perfect.
Really does.
Perfect.
It looks very nice. Okay. And I see you also got, oh, we can't see them, they're not up, but if we hit the start button,
Break shot.
we can see there are brand new stickers on all the targets.
1, 2, 3.
Yep. And all the plastics are in fact perfect. So there's no broken plastics. The history of this game, Tony, I didn't tell you, but we sold it brand new in '96 to a homeowner. He traded it in about 5 months ago, 4 months ago. He bought it new. Oh, no, this is the third owner. Got traded in 2001, 2002, and it got traded in. And now it's going to its third owner. So it's never been commercially vended.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, the sides are beautiful, really. Near perfect, just a little touch up here and there. Anything else to point out on the game?
Not really. Did all the legs.
Legs are polished and cleaned. New casters.
Obviously the flippers were done on the underside. Light bulb.
Oh yes, you know what? We did a nice upgrade because parts for BREAKSHOT, for Capcom pins, are not available for the flippers, and the flippers are slightly different. We instead put in, and we're going to show you as soon as he lifts it up, we put Williams flipper brackets in with all new parts. We're still using the Capcom coils, but now all 3 flippers are in fact Williams brackets, plungers, and links with Capcom coils. So there's not going to be any of those funky, hard to find parts in 8 months if a part breaks. He will not be stuck. Be able to easily change it out.
And all the boards obviously serviced, reheated, every one of them. All the light bulbs were changed, new sleeves and all the pop bumpers and drop targets as well.
Oh, now here's something interesting. Leave that up. See how the bracket comes up and locks in. So you can actually flip this up and lower it. That is how you hold the playfield up. A very unique idea. Now this machine was sold, let me move around here, with a ticket dispensing device. It was actually a factory edition. You can actually see the slot is cut out and the light down here telling you the ticket dispenser is empty. That was actually a factory feature on this game, and we're leaving it intact. It's never been used. And you bypass it in the program. But we thought since it's a factory thing, we'll just leave that alone, just the way it came. Really neat. Now, with the door open, you'll notice that the game thinks you're waiting to make an adjustment. Do you see where it says set volume? You can use your right flipper to find out what you want, and you press the start button, and now you can change your...
Also
Okay.
the flipper strength that you talked about. Right?
And the flipper strength. And you hit the button again, so you can troubleshoot. Very nice feature. So you don't have to fuss or worry about any push buttons inside the front door because there are none. Just the typical switches that turn off the voltage to the coil. And this is featured, of course, in the other games as well. I'll hand the camera back to my good man. He's going to put it all back in. See the old-fashioned scoring? Very, very neat stuff. If you wanted an old-fashioned looking game, old-fashioned seeming game, this is the one. This really is. See that little mini flipper that I wasn't fixed? I can't play. I know how to fix it. Now look, when you go in there, isn't that clever? That pops up, holds our ball. You just have to have a player that can play. See, now it's ready for another capture. There's another one. Hey, you never saw that before. It's hard to see these games. Good grief, there's only 1,000 of them. The old-fashioned scoring. Look, see that neat? There's my bonus. 200,000 on that one shot alone. Now all I have to do is get it in the center. Let's do it just for fun. There we go. Nice light show, Tony. There's the BREAKSHOT Frenzy. There's 1, 2, and 3. Very nice stuff. Now, what's also interesting, there are a lot of the Mylar backglasses for these machines, for Capcom games floating around, but for some inexplicable reason, the BREAKSHOT Mylars disappeared. You couldn't get them, couldn't find them. Now, I think somebody's finally reproed them. It took them long enough to repro them, but it took them a while, but they finally reproed them. Pretty nice, huh?
You won.
I did. I won, and I'm on the left side of the machine. Anyway, well, we have a customer. We're driving this up to Binghamton, New York, 3 hours away. Oddly enough, I passed through Binghamton last night driving home from the Syracuse film show I did this weekend. That's why we haven't had any videos for the last 3 days. And so we got a bunch of games in here. Look at this place. We are jammed with games. So you're going to see a bunch of videos coming up very shortly. So keep watching. We do have some coming. We're going to get this thing packed up. I have something very rare. You've never seen one before. It's almost done. A Carnival trim line. You've never seen one. And you're going to see it too. And fortunately, we were able to use parts from the Carnival cocktail to get two together to make one. So that's coming. Look, Mars God of War, Meteor, Laser War, Demo Man, Lethal Weapon, Shuffle Alleys, the Zaxxon. Oh my gosh. Good. Tony, thank you very much for filming. Good night. Now get out!